We are gathered here, gorgeous and gilded, those left living in twilight time. We all know the story.
And so, we gather here, gorgeous and gilded, those left living in twilight time. We all know the story.
How Nogachiwanong, the gathering place at the end of the rapids, Adonaby, the river that beats like a heart,
drew settlers from lands of the Irish and Scots and English. They built a timber town, Apocalypse for those who lived here first, Anishinaabe, Mississauga.
The seeds were sown for the apocalypse to come.
Money was made, houses were built, hardened to brick.
Honest folk. Honest lived heedless and happy. Electric city had shone into space.
Things were made here. Manufacturing grew. Rolls-Royce, GE, Royston, Dynacast, Quaker, Edison, PepsiCo Inc. Siemens came.
Siemens?
And
Hey, what's long and hard and full of semen?
what?
A submarine! It's a good joke!
It never works.
Sorry!
It never works.
It sits in a bowl! A great lake lapped here long ago. Then glaciers dragged, leaving earthen waves.
Drumlins they're called, hills like barrows, thousands of tumuli, graves for giants.
One, Armor Hill.
Armor Hill.
We don't go there. Not anymore.
The children.
The children.
Taken from us. All of them.
All of them, but the four.
The four.
They were 15 years old when it happened, just a year older than my son.
And mine.
They're 30 now. 30. It's a sweet age.
15 years have passed for us all since the worldwide apocalypse, 2020.
I present the four.
The four!
Hi, I'm Peter Pogue, and I'm a survivor.
Je suis Maxime Miller, j'ai survécu.
My name is Burke Leadbeater. And believe me, I'm in the process of getting that last name as far away from me as I possibly can. I'm a lost boy.
And I'm Pretty Wood, and I'm still here. What are you changing your name to, Burke?
Well, I'm leaning towards Grace. Burke Grace. Grace is an amazing word. It means simple elegance. It means the unmerited favor of God. It means to do honor to one by one's presence. Grace, Burke Grace. I also like Bambi. Burke Bambi? Come on.
Grâce, voilà.
Voila!
When my family first moved here from Montreal, boy oh boy, this town I thought, what a hole. First time we saw the road we were going to live on, Armor Road, I didn't read the R. I thought it said amour. I was so happy. We were going to live on the wheel of love. A few years later, after I met up with a guy on that road, I knew, after all, I was right.
Love, true love. Ye's pizza rolls! Oh! Yeah, that's right. Pizza squished inside egg roll wrappers. Oh, so good. And there was only one place on the planet you could get them. Ye's Chinese food / Al's Pizza on the corner
of George and Park Hill.
My first true love introduced them to me when we were 14. Mary, full of grace. We'd get Ye's / Al's pizza rolls, Mary and I, and then we'd go up Armor Hill and...
Armor Hill.
Montagne d'amour!
Mountain of Love.
Armor Hill!
The four. The survivors. The ones who are left. alone of their generation.
Aged 30 now, they were teens when it happened.
15 years old and friends from the first.
We know the story. How the bond between them first was forged. A high school assignment on Presbyterius.
Presbyterius! Destiny dreamed of the project's demands. The four gathered, a friendship found.
They researched the ear, how hearing is lost, the cumulative curse of cochlear aging.
The snail shell cavity in the bony labyrinth gradually loses the power to hear high frequencies. Notes of the sweetest heights fall dead to the aged. It starts at adulthood.
Our children could hear those high sounds, but not us.
Not the adults.
Oh God, that assignment. Peter didn't do any work.
Hey, no, it's true. Every day it was like your dog ate it.
Yeah.
Well, you just sat there with your earbuds in all day.
Whatever. I was going through a hard time.
And then we got A+.
Well, it was because of you.
My mother.
Pretty convenient, her being a trend biology prof.
Oh, and then, Peter, you invited us over to your place afterwards.
That party, man, did I catch it after that.
It was awesome.
I had a great time.
The best time ever in high school.
And still it grew, this city of Peter. They called it the Gateway.
To the Kawarthas, cottage country, land of shining water.
Many more came. Industries left, and tensions grew.
Some called out for a white ethno-state riven with hate.
Others sang that love lives here.
But still we had power, blooming like fire. Electricity, web, digital, words that mean nothing, not anymore.
Half died of plague, half again of grief.
How did we come to this?
We know the story.
History ran its heedless ways until time ran out.
No children born now, no new voices. Joy forever fled from the childless land. Children.
The children taken from us by greed for gold.
Tell us the story of greed.
In numbers ever dwindling, to this cinder we are clinging. Gagged and gutted, we gather to tell the tale. A tale of monsters shaped like men, who rose up from the murky fen, to stride the world till all creation knew its utter domination. This creature had a name. Was it hunger? No. It had to have a name. Was it need? No. Its name was greed. Greed gurged uncontrolled, it sucked from the soil, sucked and refined and turned to oil that fueled the machine that waged the war, that outwarred all wars that came before, the war that they needed to claim the soil you remember that hid the oil. Smoke rose up from the battle zone, the earth collapsed with a mighty groan. Deserts sprang where forests grew, and cyclones raged where breezes blew. Choking smog, the earth grows hotter, melting ice caps, rising water. Cities drowned in the rising tide, and then the year the crops all died. Farmers wept, nothing to offer. Greed filled his coffers. Creatures died, went extinct. Greed winked. Ticks moved north, spread Lyme disease. Greed seemed pleased. Zika babies with tiny skulls. Greed adjusted his mother-gold. Pestilence and plagues were spawned. Greed yawned. Then Harvey, Irma, Jose, Maria. Nuclear war with North Korea. Greed, you have enough. What do you look for? Greed said, Greed, when will you stop? Is this forever? Greed said,
Never! People got mean.
They stopped reading books or going to see live music or theater. Artists got paid less, sometimes not at all.
And they got kicked out of the downtown so rich people could live in condos.
It got so bad, people didn't even like puppets anymore.
And then, one November, the rats came!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone on the spectrum, or shall we say, the pulsing mandala that is gender expression, welcome to Festivus Rattus Rattus 2035!
Festivus Rattus Rattus 2035!
It's our celebration, our only celebration, where we of the Peterborough gather to celebrate our survival of the worldwide climactic apocalypse of 2020! Yeah!
Female rats can have 100,000 babies in their lifetime. A rat can fall 50 feet onto pavement and live.
Rats can live in meat lockers, nesting in the carcasses they feed upon.
A rat's jaws can exert a force more than 20 times as powerful as a person's.
The front sides of rats' incisors are as hard as some grades of steel. There are more rats on Earth than humans.
A female rat can give birth to a litter, then, within hours, ovulate, mate, and conceive again.
Rats love to have sex, and they do it all the time.
Male rats will mate with dead rats. The rats of Peterborough came, and they didn't leave.
They go into barns, storehouses, grocery stores.
Houses, bars, restaurants, the hospital, clinics, daycares, seniors facilities. The only spankies better off to name the places they didn't get into.
A sea of rats swarmed the entire town!
A sea of rats!
And the only thing they didn't eat was stone. Word spread that the mayor and all the town councillors were huddled up in City Hall trying desperately to come up with a plan to rid the town of rats. Can't we call in the army?
It's no use. They're all deployed in other municipalities. Water around Port Hope has turned into blood.
Really? Rising temperatures has led to loose burning blood, algae, and toxic freshwater cyanobacteria.
Yes, and Kenora has a plague of frogs, and Thunder Bay has a plague of stinging insects.
And country's been overrun by wild animals, bears and wolves, and even the eastern cougar.
Millbrook's livestock has all died through disease, and in Toronto, everyone's broken out in boils.
Wait a minute. Toronto called in the army to deal with their boils.
And Timmins had a thunderstorm of hail. London was hit by a plague of locusts. And Ottawa has been in near darkness for almost 3 days and counting.
Well, there's no help from the military. Is there no international aid body to which we can appeal? The UN, or whatever it's called.
Sorry, Your Worship, the whole world is convulsed. Plagues, fires, floods, earthquakes across the entire globe.
Well, isn't there some, I know, we'll hire some private management disaster firm.
Well, we can't afford that, Your Worship.
Well, we gotta do something. The entire city's being run over by a sea of rats.
No, it's
Nice.
Thank you.
My dad got a cat. Poor fucking cat. It never even got a name. It just hid up on the second story of the house. It flat out refused to come down. I don't even remember what happened to it. We did get sort of used to hearing them scratching around. Especially at night. One night, we were in the kitchen, my mother, my sister, and I. And this rat comes out into the open. It was huge, this rat. It was the king rat. It sat up on its hind legs with its paws together like two little pink hands looking at us. Serious. And then it raised its head. It was talking, supersonically, calling out the other rats, but too high for us to hear. My sister screamed and she got up on her chair. My mother went for a broom. I said to her, "I'll get it." And I took the broom out of her hands. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but... And then my dad walked in. He was drunk. It was after sundown, after all. He took one look at that rat and he screamed like a baby. I went after it with my broom. I swung down at it and this thing jumps up in the air and lands right on top of my dad's bald head. Now my dad was a big guy, 6.5 feet and almost as wide. This thing jumped up on him like it was nothing. He was wearing a windbreaker and the rat sort of got inside the hood and my dad just panics. He starts hitting himself all over and screaming. It wasn't funny. You know, I always thought that I would love to see that guy scared, but when I did, well, he's leaping around and he's hitting himself and screaming, and my sister's screaming, and my mother's screaming, and naturally I'm hitting high C's like the queen that I am. My dad falls down on the floor, and I realize he's trying to crush the rat. I get this sort of fit. I start giggling. I'm laughing so hard I can't see out my eyes. I mean, holy fuck! This is insane! Eventually, the rat manages to get out of his hood, and it runs away under the fridge. And my dad looks at me. He says, "All quiet," which is a bad sign. "Give me that goddamn broom." Broke my nose that time.
My sister got attacked. I mean, really attacked. She was so scared of the rats that she started sleeping in bed with my mother. I was scared too, but I was 15. There's no way I would ever admit it. The rats mostly hung around the basement. They hadn't come upstairs until this night. This night, I wake up and they're screaming. My sister, high and thin, like an animal in a trap. The thing about my sister is that she had Down syndrome. She was such a sweet kid, but she was younger than 12 in a lot of ways. She couldn't see all that well also, so when they started attacking her, I come running. There's this sitting mass on the bed, on my little sister. The bed is alive with rats. My mother had this broom. She was hitting all around her. She looked like a goddess, a warrior goddess with that broom. A goddess of cleaning and rat killing. Prends ta sœur, prends ta sœur. This is when I stopped being a statue. I pick my little sister up. There are maybe 5 rats hanging from her. I grab one, the feeling of its body. Their ribs collapse, you see? That's how they get into small holes. So when I grab one, its body sort of slinkies into itself, all soft. It let go. The others drop off too. I get my sister out of the way. She was so scared. She didn't make a sound. Makes my heart break. Turns out, my sister sneaked a peanut butter sandwich into bed, fallen asleep, and the rats came for the food. They probably didn't mean to hurt her, but when they feel threatened, they just go for it. She had to get stitches all over her poor little body. Her face.
I have a different kind of rat story. So Arlene Alba, she throws a party. Mary and I, we go. I've always loved those beautiful blue button-down shirts. You remember the kind. So Mary and I, we get her older brother to buy us a 40 of vodka and some orange crush. And to Arlene Alba's party we go. Me, wearing my beautiful blue button-down shirt. And Mary, well, she's wearing CoverGirl Red Hot Queen Collection Stay Luscious lipstick. But when the sun goes down, the rats come out. So when Mary and I start walking to the south end, where Arlene Alba lives, there was still a bit of light in the sky. But by the time we got there, it was dark. So we walk around to the side door, like she told us to. And you can hear them, the rats, sliding through shadows, rustling through gardens. We wrench open that door and run up the stairs to the second floor, where the party is in full swing. We drink way too much vodka and not enough Orange Crush. There's music and dancing and cherry chips. Yeah, that's right. Cherry chips. Peterborough is a test market for a lot of things. And cherry potato chips was one of them. I dance with Mary. I'm having trouble standing up, so I sit down on the couch, kind of woozy. And then suddenly, this guy is there, dancing with Mary. I try to cut in, and the guy shoves me away like he's joking. But it doesn't feel like a joke. I get mad, and he laughs. Later that night, finds me outside, puking, next to the house. The rats are out. It's their time now. So as I lean over, I'm holding myself up against the wall, I feel one run across my foot. And then another one climbing my leg. And another with their nasty little claws. There's one right up on my shoulder. And suddenly one appears climbing up my back. I scream and fling it against the wall. The crowd is seething with them. They're everywhere. And then the guy that danced with Mary, he's there. He pulls the one off my back. Come inside, he says. Sleep it off. Nobody's getting home tonight. He takes me up to the attic. There's a bed there. Where's Mary? She okay? I pass out. And the next thing I remember is the guy on top of me. Yeah, so I piss on a stick a month later and find out I'm pregnant. I've been numb ever since the rape, and I just stay numb. Not that I use that word, rape. I feel ashamed and I don't tell anyone. Not even my friends. Not even Mary. How this happens, this silence.
One morning, my dad is down in the basement emptying the traps. They seem like a good idea, right? Traps? Well, the thing about rats is how smart they are. They're not like mice. Mice are so stupid, it's almost like they want to die. But a rat doesn't like anything new. And a trap, well, that's new. Even when baited with their favorite food, which, after much experimentation, we determined was scrambled eggs. Anyway, Dad is down there in these big boots and gloves and a helmet, and of course his Sir Sandbox Fleming class of '99 leather jacket. And every so often, we hear this snap and a trap going off. And he yells, "Fuck!" Because those things could break your finger right off. Honestly, they could. And when he comes back upstairs, he's just covered in egg. And he's got this look on his face. "What's the matter?" my mom asks. "You didn't get bit, did you?" "No," he says. "I just don't feel very well. I feel cold. Weak." 2 minutes after that, he feels hot. He takes off that leather jacket, and underneath he's clammy and pale. And then he notices this swelling in his armpits, his groin. By the time Mom got him to PRHC, Emerge was overwhelmed. I mean, who in the 21st century, or ever, is prepared to deal with an outbreak of the bubonic fucking plague? And as we all know, there's no vaccine for plague. My dad got put on a drip for streptomycin. This was before PRHC ran out of streptomycin. Left untreated, bubonic plague multiplies in the bloodstream, becoming septicemic plague, or progresses to the lungs, becoming pneumonic plague. After that, well, you're dead. And you don't look very good doing it either. The streptomycin didn't work for my dad. This plague was the antibiotic-resistant strain that spawned in Madagascar in the early 2000s. My dad had the distinction of being the first person in Peterborough to die of bubonic plague. That was it. He was gone. And after that, so were half the people in Peterborough. 40,000 people dead. Just like that. He was my dad, you know? Not just one of 40,000. My dad!
Where are they? Let us in! We're the
Terrified citizens, your worship, they flocked to City Hall to plead with us to free them from this plague of rats.
How many? Everybody. The police, the paramedics, firefighters, teachers, the retirees, there's some business people, there's a local youth group or two, and some of those local artist types.
Artists! I hate artists! Useless parasites. Maybe they can make a nice tableau. Or pen a plague song. Or make a film about the rats. Or paint a pretty picture.
No doubt they want another handout.
Huh? Flakes, liars, thieves.
Fakes, liars, and thieves, freeloaders and bums, every kind of parasite, plague in Christendom. Truly the most despicable, not worth the fiddler's fart. Artists, some hobbyists who practice art, paint a little picture. And a little laugh.
Hey there, fetch my bucket. I think I'm gonna ranch.
It's a lovely melody. Tinkle a little tune.
Hey, here's a penny for your troubles. Get it out of my spittoon.
Mr. Mayor! Mr. Mayor! Yeah? Will you cut the ribbon in our new art museum?
Ooh, I don't know nothing about art, but I do know what I likes when I sees them.
They paint them like they used to. Ain't that what the feller said? The only true artist is the one that is dead. Fakes, liars, and thieves with their prancing Nancy dance. They turn into piranhas when it's time to hand up prints. Then you should see the glamour. Screw what the good folks think. There's or a casino or a hockey rink.
Mr. Mayor! Mr. Mayor!
Yeah, now what?
It's time to unveil your portrait on the walls of City Hall!
Ooh.
Oh.
What? And what's with that hat? Oh, I didn't think I looked that green. And when I had my clothes on, you know what I mean?
You call yourself a painter. Where's your diploma from? I could have done a better job with a brush stuck up my bum. Question of your fee. Well, here, give it a shove. What need of you for money?
You have a job you love.
Fakes, liars, and thieves. Mooches of every type. Handy to keep their work around. Should you need a wife with their fancy poems and plays. Grifters on the take. The people cry. crying out for bread. These elitists give us cake. Film a little film.
Walking Dead!
Act a little play.
This piece of crap won't see the light of day.
Mr. Mayor! Mr. Mayor! A delegation from the Innovation Cluster.
Cafe district.
Galleries, museums.
Live music.
And restaurants galore equals
Bohemian Index.
And then what follows?
tourist dollars.
Fake sliders and thieves wondering where the good times went. When we take that final step, renovate, gentrify, raise the rent.
We can feed the artists to the parasites.
What would that accomplish?
Oh, it'll get rid of them all, and then it might buy us some time.
We better appear to be doing something then soon. The terrified citizenry are about to kick the council doors clear into next week.
What's that sound?
They're gonna riot!
Calm down!
Don't you tell me to calm down!
Councilor 3, answer that door.
With respect, your worship, answer it yourself!
I am the Pied Piper.
The who? The what?
I've freed other towns of their beetles and gnats, and for 1,000 loons I'll rid you of your rats.
$1,000? I will give you $50,000.
$50,000!
Done. By dawn tomorrow there won't be a rat left in Peterborough.
Wow.
You better be careful, your worship. Not a rat left.
Watch it, Councilor 2!
Don't you tell me to watch it!
Word spread fast. A mysterious stranger with a magical pipe, a musical kind, not that kind, who could rid Peterborough of its rat infestation. By dawn the next morning, everybody flocked from their homes to see just what this piper would do.
Everybody had their phones out.
Pictures and videos and selfies.
Everyone who saw the piper saw them vividly, and they never forgot what they saw.
The sun was still below the horizon when the sound of a pipe wafted through the streets of Peterborough.
Correction, the sound of a pipe wafted, but not everybody could hear it.
Yeah, that's right. Anybody 18 or younger could hear it. Anybody older,
Not so much. This is because the piper was playing a beautiful tune, but high, very, very high.
Due to presbycusis.
Presbycusis, the natural aging of the cells in our ears. Our ability to hear very high sounds erodes as we age.
The piper was playing in the range of, around 17,000 kilohertz.
So all the adults were like, what the fuck? This guy's ripping us off.
And all us kids were thinking, this is amazing! This piper plays like a symphonic mosquito.
And he looks like David Bowie! Oh, the piper, like Ziggy Stardust, like Prince, like Madonna, like Lady Gaga before that one really terrible album, like Freddie Mercury.
No, she's a woman, a healer, a mother, the mother of us all. And look at that robe.
Guys, the piper is a rock star.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, look at him. And he's thin, the way rock stars always are. Don't they eat?
He's totally not the one.
And the music.
Yeah.
It's like the opening to AC/DC's
No.
Thunderstruck. Except, and I hate to say this, better.
Peter.
She's wearing a lab coat,
Wait.
and it's obvious.
A lab coat?
She has done biomusical research on rats.
And she's harnessed this research and created a call that they can't resist, right? Using rats' fatal attraction to the one thing that they might like more than food.
Which is
Peter.
Peter.
Sex.
Sex.
I knew that.
Every person saw a different thing in that piper. Some saw a man, others a woman.
A person, both male and female, or neither.
The piper was black, white, indigenous.
The piper walked, danced, used a wheelchair, rode a motorcycle,
The piper was everybody. The piper was nobody.
and we were the only people who realized this.
We were the only one who saw.
Everyone else was too busy taking selfies.
And so the rats scampered from doors, windows, gutters, rats of every size, all after the piper.
Because rats can hear high frequency sounds. Oh yes, they can.
The rats had to follow her.
Even when they come to the water.
Even when the current is too strong and they can't swim it.
He, she, they marched straight into the water.
Over their ankles.
Up to their knees.
Up to their hips.
Up to their waist.
And behind the piper, the rats.
The rats of Peterborough.
And every rat, every single one, was drowned and swept away by the fierce, terrible current of the Autonomy River. The next day, the Pied Piper returned to City Hall to claim their payment. I am here for my payment.
$60,000? I'm afraid we don't have it.
That's what you promised.
Ah, well, that seems a little unreasonable, don't you think? I mean, after all you did was play a pipe.
1,000 at least.
The rats are all dead now, they'll never come back. So be happy with nothing, or you won't even get that.
You'll bitterly regret ever breaking your promise.
I doubt it. Now, why don't you go paint a pretty picture, and maybe you'll feel better.
Am I a painter? Or am I a museumist?
Whatever! Get out! We're for security. Like flies and thieves, we've saved $50,000. That night, freed from the rat infestation, the fine citizens of Peterborough slept soundly. And as they slept, the snow began to fall. The first time in years.
And in the hush and glimmer of that snowy benediction, there comes a tune. High, a symphony of the highest notes you can imagine, like the stars are singing behind the snowy clouds.
Like the stars are singing and falling gently to earth.
One after another, as flakes of snow.
Only the young and keen of hearing can hear those notes. Everyone else, they sleep right through it.
And so, the children went to Armour Hill.
I sleepwalked through the snow to the shed in the backyard. And in the shed, I find my GT snow racer. And my dad's old skidoo suit. I love this skidoo suit. Dark blue with white and yellow stripes down the side. And on the inside, it's fluffy. And the fluff is a bright red. The kind of red you only ever see inside skidoo suits. Is it red? Or is it orange? It's neon. You don't see this color in nature anywhere. And underneath, I wear only my boxers and my Soundgarden t-shirt. Because I want to feel that bright, unnatural red against my legs and my arms. And because I'm a 15-year-old boy and I sweat. I sweat a lot. The suit smells sort of like mildew, because my dad stored it out here in the shed. But I don't mind so much, because it smells a little like him, too. He's gone. And it's his skidoo suit, and it fits me now. I miss him so much. But it's snowing outside, and I've got my GT snow racer and my dad's skidoo suit, and I'm going to Armour Hill. And if I'm lucky, Maxine Millard will be there. Maxine Millard. Armour Hill? My little brother comes running out of the house in my old coat and boots, and together we go up the hill.
It is the first snow in so long. Mama, il neige, my sister cries, but my mother sleeps. So we run into the backyard of our little house on the Rue d'Amour. The trees are covered, and the house. Everything is so white, like in the pictures. Sounds different too, hushed, soft. Make a snowball. Throw it at my little sister. She laughs, even though it hurts her to laugh because of all the stitches on her face. She runs and knock me over. Fall into the snow. We make snow angels. We don't have a sled. My mother thinks they are too dangerous. But I have to go up Mountain Hill. Berg is here. Pretty. And that guy, I can never remember his name. It starts with a P. Pablo Picasso?
Peter.
Peter has a sled. Oh boy, that thing goes fast. We go up and down a bunch of time on that sled. What a good friend.
You're killing me.
The rats have gone, and night comes, and we finally get snow. Other people are happy. Me? There's a baby in my body, and another baby upside down in my head. I picture my baby sitting cross-legged in my belly like a fat little Buddha. But this baby is a devil. And they stretch out their necks here inside me and here in my heart. They talk to each other. The devil wants the baby in my belly to die, but the baby in my belly wants to live. I hear that piper's tune, calls to me. So I walk up that hill, dragging a toboggan like I'm still a little kid. I hope Mary will be there. I don't see her, so I end up hanging out with Maxine Millard and Peter Poe and Burke with some new goddamn bruise on his face from his goddamn father. He's bleeding out his ear, and he doesn't even have a coat. He and I go up and down that slope together, up and down, not saying a word. I know he knows somehow. I just know.
It's November the night it snows. It's the night that my dad hits me in the side of the head so hard it bursts my eardrum. It's because I'm a fag. Because I'm an idiot. Because I keep getting in the way whenever he goes after my mother and sister. I'm not afraid to be alone on Armor Hill. I've done it plenty of times. Sneaking up on make-out couples and scraping a tree branch over the roof of their car. Or just sitting and looking down at the city. Tonight, though, it's cold, and I just ran out of the house in my t-shirt and jeans. I go down the east side, through the snow, into the forest. I sit down in the snow under a tree. Everything is so quiet. I start to feel fuzzy and warm. I'm gonna die out here, and I don't care. Then weirdly, I remember Barney. When I was a kid, I had an imaginary friend, a Sasquatch named Barney. I kind of forgotten about him. But there alone in the snowy wilderness, I realized that Barney has stayed nearby all this time. He's just gone into the woods over here, waiting for the day when I would remember him. My original big, hairy, gentle man. Barney takes my hand, and together we go up the slope, through the snow, out of the woods. I realize I'm cold. I am really cold. I'm so cold, I'm shaking all over. Barney and I limp over the parking lot and down the west side. Pretty is there, and Peter, and Maxine. And they're talking about this song, this beautiful song.
Can't you hear it? It's so beautiful.
But I can't hear it. My eardrum is burst. Pretty doesn't say a word. She just... I feel warm again. Alive. I'm alive.
And that's when the phones went off.
Every phone in town
Symphony of ringtones.
Constellation of lights.
The last time any phone went off anywhere.
When everybody's phone rang, just at sundown, everybody answered all over town. 'Cause when you live your life in crisis, when your world is upside down, you don't say goodnight, operator. Hang up, I'll call you later. No, everybody picked up. Yes, everybody answered all over town. Not everybody heard it, just at sundown. The children, they all heard it. Oh, what a sound. The song they heard said, come on, bring your friends and come on down. Follow me, if you will, to the top of Armor Hill. But just the children heard it. Yes, only children heard it. All over town. We're waiting, everyone you love. We're waiting, all of what you've ever loved. Climb on through the snow, see the town spread out below. We're waiting, everyone you love. We're waiting, all the folks you've ever loved. Climb on through the snow, see the town spread out below. We're waiting.
I answer my phone, of course. I'm hoping it's Mary.
I think it's my mom and my dad is killing her.
I think my mother needs me. Maybe something's wrong. Maybe not all the rats are gone.
First, I think it's my dad trying to call me. Then that sick feeling, remembering.
Bert can't hear it. He just shouts into his phone, this look on his face.
Mom, is that you?
I think that's my sister, climbing up the hill.
I see it too. All the kids. My brother too. Everybody. Headed to the top of the hill.
Where the hell is Mary? And then I feel it.
I'm halfway up the hill, following the song, but
Pretty Double's over.
Peter and Maxine are on their way up the hill when it happens.
I can't talk. I can't breathe. I can't follow that
I
sound.
want to go so bad. I've never wanted anything so bad in my life as much as to follow that song.
My heart is pulling me one way, but I see Pretty. All of a sudden, I think she's pregnant, and I just know it. Something's wrong.
I'm trying to hold Pretty up, but she's sinking down.
I'm scared. I'm really afraid.
We have to get her to the hospital.
Through this pain, this terror and pain, I feel the baby, the one in my belly, telling the devil, the baby upside down in my head, I'm going to follow that song.
We have to help Pretty.
Why is everyone going up the hill?
I can't see my sister anymore. And where is she? Where is she?
The music gets louder. Thunderstruck. And the hill opens up. There's a door in the hill.
A bright light streams out of that door. Golden light.
A bright, beautiful light is coming out of Armor Hill.
I can hear children laughing and singing. Is that my sister?
The light shines up into the sky like a beacon. Is that my brother?
And then this door, this weird door in the hill just snaps shut.
The door closes.
And all at once, it's quiet.
Totally quiet.
Not a sound. And then
The hill fell.
A few little snowballs at first, tumbling down the hill.
Then some rocks rolling towards us.
we have to get out of here.
I can't tell it's outside of me. All I can feel is the shaking of my own body. The baby is leaving. The baby is gone. The baby is gone into the sea.
The trees are tilting this way and that. Like they're talking to each other, whispering secrets.
It looks like the trees are walking down the hill.
The ground begins to tilt.
A more rumbling sound. Louder! Louder! It's a landslide! Armor Hill is sliding down!
We are caught in a landslide.
We are inside the earth. Rocks and trees and snow and cold ground.
It's a wave of earth!
It all gets swept away!
so we were left. We all know the story. No soul here is left untouched. Children gone. Mothers, fathers, half died of plague, and more followed.
The council and mayor, their fate is unsure. Some say they left town or perished in the landslide. Others profess they felt a panic or plague.
But there's a darker story. None say for sure.
A mob, and some rope, and the Hunter Street Bridge, and the long, long drop to the frozen rapids, to the river that beats like a heart.
No children were born ever after. The World Wide Web stayed fractured and silent.
No technology hums. No airplane or phones. A true dark age. We live day by day.
Stranger still, we cannot leave. A force field, some called it, a snow globe of shock, enveloped the gutted town.
Split from the globe, over the years ensuing, we watched our people die off in droves.
I can't keep doing this.
Me neither. Can't keep doing what?
This. I can't keep being the kid that gets left behind.
The four.
What does the future hold for the four?
You ask me, we've got to stop being the four.
What else is there? We can't leave.
We could change things.
We've got to do something.
Yeah, something has to change.
No children left. Parents. We sit in the icy silence of this bowl sundered from the outside world. We know the pain, we know the loss. The city council chambers.
Stop!
Yes.
We would like. Well, if you could just.
Stop! Stop! Why? It's time for a change.
Hey, everyone.
We had enough change.
I have a question.
Apocalypse? What more change do you want?
I can't bear any more change.
Where did they come from?
Who?
Them!
We're not from here.
Well, obviously, no one from your generation is from here, except the four.
Not anymore.
Where did you come from?
Bewdley.
Yeah, Bowmanville, definitely.
Yep, Belleville.
Bowmanville, that's a long ways off.
Why, it's 20 Mile, man.
How did you get here?
We walked.
Yeah, just walked in. But nobody can get in. Or out.
Yeah, this place is a virtual prison.
Well, we did. Got in, I mean.
Do you realize what this might mean?
That we could leave?
We could leave if we wanted to.
Hi. I'm Peter. Peter Pogue.
It's time for a field trip to Bewdley.
It's not safe!
You can't just leave.
They got in. We can get out.
But who are they?
Does it matter?
Well, I think it plays
We're taking a look at
Yes.
the very...
But the ceremony, the remembrance.
I remember, but I want to live.
Yeah, it's time for us to make the decisions in this council chamber.
What, are you gonna run for mayor, Burke?
Oh, God, no. But you know what I mean.
Burke's right. This is our time.
They've got a point.
We can't keep them here forever.
It's not safe.
Nothing is safe.
You two. You just walked in here. And you think you can walk out?
Yeah.
Children, as you will.